It says we're live, and I tend to believe everything I read. So I guess we're live. What's going on, guys? All right, hang on. This is weird. I got like a Batman angle thing going on. Hang on, let me fix this. Is that gonna work? I don't know. Let's see. Is that better? No, I made it worse. Hang on, hang on. That's better. Okay. All right, John. Sunday. I'm, have how, who else is old enough to remember Flo and Eddie, right? From from the '60s. They did that thing Sunday. I don't remember what album it's on, but it's funny. If you can find it, Flo and Eddie, Sunday. Uh, let's see. Fubar, Numbnuts, J. Russell Finch, Two Hacks. What's oh, cool. Okay. Two hacks. I just gave you two hacks. Look at that. John Wilburn, what's happening, brother? Man, Deke Scaglione, wholly out of focus. Am I really out of focus? Shouldn't be. Am I out of focus? You know what it is? I'm vibrating at such a high frequency. Modern technology has a hard time keeping up with me. I mean, seriously, it's a problem. Good day, Harry, Australia. Terrence Seymour, what's happening? Matt, Kurt Zimmerman, Mr. Will, what's happening, Mr. Will? Oh God, Dickie Farley, Paul Cavazola. All right. You were just watching It's a Mad World for the 100th time. It never gets old. That is like the best movie ever. It never gets old. The part where they're locked in the basement with the that I fall out every time. Like I can't watch that and not lose it. Face to the screen. Uncle Tony, want to help me come fix my broken bolt on my 86 Volvo? No, I don't want to. I don't want to help. But honestly, right, you probably read my mind because we've done like that whole welding and nut to the, and everybody's done that, right? But I do want to do a bolt extraction video, another bolt extraction video showing like what method to use, depending on, excuse me, how and why the bolt broke. So you might be reading my mind because I was literally thinking, I was cruising around on the Super Cub this afternoon. Just wanted to like just get out in the sun for a little bit, and I was literally the thought that was on my mind. What's Raining Slant 6? What's happening, man? Jonathan Winters destroying the gas station. Yeah, that's funny too. That whole movie, man. That whole movie. Or what's his name in the convertible? I'm coming, Mama. I'm coming. That's what a great movie. Don English, what's happening? Let's see, Dean Brown, you made it. Yes, you did. You are here. You're working on a V8 conversion for your Plymouth. That's pretty much a bolt-in thing, man. Unity Motorsports, Andy, what's happening, brother? Andy, we got to get together. You guys, you got to go over to Andy. You got to see the. You got to see the deal he got on a pair of Dominators. Go over and check out the latest video he did. But Andy, you and I and David have got to get together again soon. Let's see. Yeah, Sylvester. Nestor's Garage, toilet or urinal wax ring wicked into a broken bolt or frozen assembly after being heated works very well. Well, it depends. It depends on how that bolt got in there and got broken to begin with. 52 Plymouth Gasser. Oh, so Dean, are you having a problem? Are you having a problem with the steering box location of that? Because I had a 49 Plymouth Business Coupe, and I actually walked away from it. I was like, nah, it's just way too much. I didn't want to bother with it. So I was going to put a big block in it, and the steering box, the narrow frame rails on that steering box location makes it impossible to do anything. You got to redo the whole front end to get anything realistic in there. John S. Tony, explain why some cooling fans have blades spaced unevenly. I have no idea. I know what you're talking about. But I never, and some of them are really extreme, right? I know exactly what you're talking about, but I have no idea, and I bet you somebody in here does. Oh, Harley Hook, you've been gathering up parts to swap your 79 Bonneville from the 301 to a 400. Nice. Conrad, great Sunday night to you too, my brother. Um, let's see. Designed for inland, yeah. Those early Plymouths are designed for floating power 6, and just anything else in there is just like forget about it. And I'm the type of person I do not like to. See, I know. When it comes to stuff that you got to drive, I don't like to modify front ends. I like to leave the front end just the way the factory made it. You know what I mean? It's just the way I am. It's like it's a kind of aggravation I just don't want to deal with. So there are people right away, throw a rack in it, put this front end, put that front end. No, man, I want to leave the front end what the factory put in there, and I'll work around that. I'll work around the limitations, and if I can't work around the limitations, I'll just find a different project because there's certain things I just don't want to mess with, and modifying front ends is one of them. Larry Friend, Tony, may I post a link to my YouTube channel? I have a video I made yesterday at the Autorama World of Wheels show in Kansas City of Pole Barn Garage's Holy Goat. Yeah, definitely, Larry. Absolutely. Post a link to your video. Buff Del Campo is saying the uneven fan blade spacing is for noise reduction. What's happening, Buff? How are you, my brother? Let's see. White Trash Motorsports just got done doing some test polls in Mexico. How's she running? Al seems to have, J. Russell Fitch, Al seems to have a busy plate at the moment. Al is working his little tuchus off. He's tuchus, that's Yiddish for his rear end. Between the slag hammer, his own projects, he's working on 2 things for Kiwi right now. But what he's doing is he's building a channel. The guy has gone from 0 to I believe he's monetized now. I think he just reached the limit for monetization in like 2 months. Okay, so think about that, right? To anybody who's working on wants to make a thing out of YouTube. Okay, use Al as the perfect example of what can be accomplished, right? I mean, you got to work for it. This guy works around the clock. He's edit, right? But Al has gone from 0, okay, to monetized. Like he has everything he needs to be monetized. So now he can start paid for these videos in the space of about 2 months. He'll know specifically exactly what he, what his numbers are. But when I talked to him last, he only needed about 350 hours of watch time left. And that was, the last time I talked to him was about 2 days ago. So I'm sure that he's got his 4,000 hours now and he's monetized. So for anybody who thinks this can't be done, right? I mean, or it's impossible to do, or the average person can't do it, Al is doing it, right? And he's doing it off of his phone. You know what I mean? He's not even like, it's like I got Kathy filming me and doing all kinds of other shit, and Al is just out there with his phone. He sticks his phone out there, and that's it. And the guy is already monetized. So let that be a lesson or an inspiration to any of you guys that are seriously wanting to make a go of YouTube. There you go. He's doing it. Let's see. John Wilburn was, you were Al's first subscriber. Nice. Shout out to Tall Garage. There you go. Tall Garage. The wrench. I'm working on the blower motor tonight listening to you all. What kind of blower? In a blower motor like an HVAC blower motor or a supercharged motor? Ooh, I'm actually, yeah, so I have a vision for an engine that I want to build next year, not this year, next year, because this year we're full up, but next year. Olive, what's happening? Olive, hey. 671 roots. Yep. That's, to me, that's the only way to fly. I know there's much better ways. I know there's turbocharging is better. I know turbocharging is better. Pro chargers are better. I know pro chargers are better. No, man, 671, right? Or an 871. It's okay. So it's the difference between a 671 and an 871. The only difference between the 2 blowers is 9/100 of an inch. That's it. But yeah, definitely. There is a roots blown motor in this channel's immediate future, but not this year. Definitely not this year. But I'm gathering parts right now. J. Russell Fitch, can't be underestimated how much help you've given to many other channels to promote wrenching. Props to you, Kathy, and the channel. Listen, that's what we're trying to do. That's the purpose of this channel is to get people to, hey, look, I could do that. You know what I'm saying? I could do that. there's lots of channels, and I'm not downing anybody. I'm not downing anybody, but there's lots of automotive channels that consist mostly of, oh, look what I can do. You know what I mean? Look how much I can spend. Look what I can do. Look how exotic I can get. And we try to come from the exact opposite side of that fence. We try to cater to, work with nothing, work with shit. You know what I mean? Work with, build shit for no money and have fun, right? Be a gearhead. Just enjoy being a gearhead and don't worry about the results. You know what I'm saying? The results will come in time. So that's what we do. Two hacks. Tony, I went to look at a car this weekend, trying to come to an agreement on price. One owner, 72 Charger SE with a 440, bought new from Grant Spalding Dodge. Oh, really? One owner, 72 SE. Oh, geez, that's sweet. Those cars with that little back rear, I like the back quarter. I know they're kind of weird looking, okay, but I love that. Right? It's got this little slit of a quarter window in it, right? The 72 SE, and that's got the hideaway headlights and all. Oh, what a nice car! Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Joseph Giannini, I used to have a 72 SE with a 340. I had a friend, it's ironic, right? That's funny you bring that up. I had a friend named Jay Heidelberg, and he had and this is when we were teenagers. I'm going to say I was 15, and he had a 72 Charger SE, which was only like a 5-year-old car at the time, right? But it was beat up. You know what I mean? It had been like, it was typical New York City, right? It was sideswiped, and it was just hammered and stuff like that. And we found a 340 in the woods. It was out of a Dart GTS. We found a 340 4-speed setup in the woods, and we dragged it. We unbolted it. This is still back in the days of insurance jobs when people just dumping cars, and we unbolted the motor and trans out of the Dart, and we swapped it all over into. We had, oh God, I remember trying to get pedals for that thing. But anyway, yeah, we swapped it all over into his 72. And I remember the car too. It was a 72 SE, and it was like that gunmetal gray with a black interior. And we had this like weird homemade shifter thing that we like came up and bent, and it was like all crazy to clear the seats. We're using the A-body transmission. Wait, no, for the transmission. Wait, for the shifter. For the shifter, he had. I mean, I helped him with it, but it was his car. For the shifter, he had what I think I remember to be an AC bracket, or a long AC bracket. It might have been off of a slant 6 that was bolted to the shifter, and then we bent it and everything so it would come around the seat. And there was no handle, there was no T-handle or anything like that on it. You just grabbed the stick and rode it. But that was the 70s, and we were teenagers, and we were dealing with junk. Let's see. Big Belly Racing. Oh, Tony, hey, what's happening, man? Joe Brennan, why do C6s always leak heat? Let's see. Dakota, I need to buy these Krager wheels from you. What are they, man? What are they? I might. Levi's Backyard Performance. Tony, I'm at 212 subs. So thankful for my subs now. Can't wait to hit 500. Levi's Backyard Performance. Go over there and check him out. And if you dig what he's doing, give him a sub. It does not cost you a penny to give somebody a sub or a thumbs up, right? It takes nothing from your life. Nothing. Zero. Okay? So just go ahead and do it, right? Let's get these guys their subs. Brian Hunt, how long have you been in the volunteer state? 20 years now. I've been here for 20 years, and it is absolutely the best move I ever made. I got here and I never ever looked back, not once. John Yeager, when is your next show with Steve? So I was thinking about doing it this week. I'll message him. He's a bit. We're both very busy. My head is in 1,000 different places. and so is his at the moment. But we will get together. We will definitely get together. We'll try to do it like next week. Wood Chips World. Hello, trying to build my channel right now. Working on an aluminum-headed full-roller small block for your '63 Chevy 30. Nice. Okay, Dakota. Let's see. You've got 4 14-inch Kriegers. I can't use them. I can't use them, bro. I need 15. Oh, you've got 2 15s. I don't know. What do you want for the? What do you want for the? They're 15 by what? I need like 15 by 8s. Are they 15 by 8s, Dakota? The Kickendall. What's happening, brother? Nestor's Garage. I can't wait to get out of the Bronx. I didn't know there was anybody still in the Bronx. Dakota, make sure if they're 15 by 8s, let me know what you got to get for them. Two Hacks Garage. Subscribing is an easy, free way to support not only a person, but a whole new car community that is changing the automotive culture one sub at a time. Two Hacks. That is awesome. What you just said there is just awesome. And you're exactly right. You're exactly right. Okay. N5014s. Yeah, I remember those. Let's see. That's just Garage. You're the Duke of New York. Dude, that place is just everything I see from there, man. There's like zombies running around stabbing people in the street. It's like I mean, look, I grew up there in the 70s, okay, and things were like it was bad, okay? It was bad. But we didn't have people just like shitting in the middle of the street and like running around just stabbing like just general people. It wasn't like that, man. It's just it's like the people on the let's say the wrong side of the law or wrong side of all that, well, they kind of kept to themselves. You know what I mean? And like they would be killing themselves and doing shit like that to themselves in their own kind of areas, right? But now, no, it's just everybody all the time. It's insanity. Get the hell out of there. Jonathan Couchy, thank you for the super chat, my friend. I am just putting my 3 team together, and I have made videos on head porting. David Vizard, Eric Weingartner, and Darren Morgan know what's up. Yep. I should know because I went to engineering school. Excellent. So anybody who's interested in porting a 318 or a small block Mopar head, go check out Jonathan Couchy. Let's see. Abbey Road, thank you, sir. How do I get in touch to pay to work on my vehicle? Thank you for the super chat, Abbey Road. I appreciate that. But I do not do any commercial work at all. I don't sell anything and I don't do any commercial work. If you're close and the car is interesting, we would definitely be interested in doing something on the channel with the car. That's cool, right? Because we've done that. We've done several, viewers or customers, not customer, but friends, viewers. We've done a bunch of that stuff. But I don't take any. There is no amount of money you can pay me to work on a car. Stardust at catch and release law. Yeah, right. It's crazy. It's crazy. Guy Billington, I don't have a lot of money and I really want to get into drag racing. What advice do you have? Oh, bro. I mean, start with a stock car, whatever you're driving, take it to the track and learn how to bracket race. And then just go from there. Spend a year or two going to the track and just bracket racing and just you don't need anything special, right? And just start from there and then see where it goes. Meet people, talk to people, network, say hi, you know what I mean? And but you got to be there. You just got to be there. French Onion, you can't even use the New York City subway. without getting hit by a hammer or pushed onto the tracks. Yeah, right. It's utter insanity. It's insanity. Uh, let's see. Unfortunately, speed is expensive. It is. It is. Let's see. D. Scaglione, Tony, would you race in Cletus Freedom 500? I would send one of the Junkyard Jet guys or Al. I myself wouldn't do it. No, but I would definitely send one of those guys. If the channel got an invitation. That's my brother Normal James. Tennessee has made you soft. It has. It has. It has. It has. Like James, I don't even have like fight in me anymore. You know what I mean? It's like it's right. I don't even want to punch anybody anymore. It's crazy. Kickendall, Tony, you want my old Jeep Comanche to build? Oh, bro, man, I appreciate the offer, but I have a full house here. I've got way too many things. Way too many things. Thank you, though. Let's see. Normal James, the tough one. Easy's Automotive. Hey, Tony, when are you and Casper going to line up? We are lining up at the No Name Nationals on whatever the hell the date is. It's too soon, really, because there's so much to do, right? The only consolation I have is that Andy has probably even more to do than I do. But yeah, we'll be lining up together at the No Name Nationals. We got one run off the trailer, $4,000, winner take all. So that's going to be exciting. That's going to be exciting. What's this now? Mopome in 1978. The mayor of New York addressed the public, telling them to not grill barbecue on the subway trains and not set up beds to sleep on. Right? Right? Oh, geez. I had that guy Lee that was helping me here. Then and he had to go, and I go home one night. Right, it's about 8 o'clock or so. Right, and I go home, and I come back the next morning about 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay, and the place smells like a homeless person. I'm like, why does my shop smell like a homeless person? And I looked, and overnight he had taken one of the rooms that we have over here and moved all of his furniture in and set it up like an apartment. It was like overnight. He just moved in, right? Like there's stuff that goes on I don't tell anybody about because it's like why even bring it up? But yeah, I can see him being on the subway and set up a barbecue in the subway train. Mexican Spec, you just subscribed to Dust Devil Garage. He's another one. The mayor is just as bad. I don't know. It's a bunch of really twisted ass clowns running that. What a toilet. What a toilet. I mean, I remember when it was a toilet, right? I left New York City because you know what? I looked around. I looked at the rest of the country, right? I looked at the rest of the country and I said, people live so nice every place else. And I go back to New York and I'm like, why do I live in a toilet? Why do I live in a toilet where I have to have a fist fight over a parking space? Why do I live in a place like this, right? And it was like, I got to get out of here. And that's when I moved to Tennessee. I moved here to Tennessee. And it's like, right? It's great. This is like, I can live like a normal person, right? I don't have to have anger as my constant, companion. So here we are in Tennessee. But now it's like, I look at what you guys got going on over there. And it's like, like you guys have jumped the shark to oblivion. I cannot believe what's going on there. Um, Brian Hunt, a while back you did a video with David Vizard, and you said that you're going to do a video with him on oil. Yes, yes. We actually just started talking about that. I just mentioned that to Andy. Um, Kevin Kalett, thank you, sir. I recently bought a '69 Corvair with the 4 carb heads and 4-speed. My wife loves it. Nice, nice. I think the '69 is the best looking in a bunch. The later the Corvair, I love all Corvairs. I think they're one of the neatest cars ever produced. But as they got older, right, they got slicker and slicker and slicker, and then like at the end they were just tight, just right. Beautiful cars. Um, Super Galaxy Garage. You see Dan on I allegedly LA is way worse than New York is. No, it's not. No, it's not. Swamp, you left New York because the DMV put you on their most wanted list. James, I had the warrant squad at my house like almost every day. Um, let's see. Sid Ryder, engine oil vid is out and is super good to watch. Well, thank you, sir. Um, Zero, Portland, where 20-year-olds go to retire. Uh, Super Galaxy Garage. Yes, it is. LA has dudes sleeping under overpasses, not happening in New York. It's okay. Yeah, I see the homeless deal in LA, and you think about it, right? If you're going to be homeless, where do you want to be homeless? New York or LA? If I'm going to be homeless, I'm going straight to Los Angeles. At least you got nice weather, right? You know, you die on the street in New York in the winter, and you suffer for at least 5 months out of the year. If you're homeless, you're suffering. So yeah, I could see, but homeless and berserk, insane, crazy crime are two completely different things. Like, for instance, okay, in LA, they'll go in and they'll loot a jewelry store or a shoe store, whatever it is. They're going to go loot it. They clear everything out. Okay. Oh, that's terrible. In New York, they walk up and beat you in the head with a hammer, or they shove you in front of a freaking train, or they just stab you in the face, like for no reason. Okay. I'll take the looting and the people sleeping under overpasses. No problem. Dakota, Tony, how can you tell the width when they have tires on them? It should be stamped in the back. If you look, if you turn you look at the back of the rim, it should have some. It should have either a sticker or stamped or raised numbers in there. It'll tell you the size of it. Um, it's Uncle Kathy. She's Tony. New York always had that. I have stories. Not like that. Not like no. I was there. I lived there. I grew up there. Raymond De La Rosa, Uncle Tony. If I cut if I cut my has 30,000 store, I have to shame the rockers. Oh Jesus. Okay. I'm gonna assume that Raymond De La Rosa. I'm gonna assume that English isn't your first language, my brother. I believe that you're asking if you cut your heads 30,000s. Do you have to shim the rockers? Yes, it would be a good idea. Mancini Racing sells the shims. That you get cut the heads and buy the pack of 30,000 thick shims from Mancini Racing. It's like $15. But yes, Raymond, you should do that. Let's see. You have stories too. I was the stories. What's going on, Chad? Josh, what's happening, Josh? Twisted Wrench Garage. Hey, Tony, when are we going to see a D Series 318 build, short wheelbase? Unless you're going to bring one here and start working on it, you're probably not going to see it. I have enough cars and motorcycles and trucks and everything to keep me busy until I'm dead, right? I will die with a bunch of unfinished projects, just as it is right now, because I don't have enough years to finish what I've got. So no more. We're all full up. Kathy is saying the subway, much discussed where the criminally insane hang out. It's delightful. Yes, I know. Any news from GTX Andy? No, he stopped by here. He was passing through the area one night and he dropped off some tie downs. But no, I haven't really heard from him. Other than that, Tom Ashton, you can shim the rockers or change the push rod length. Well, okay, a set of custom push rods is going to cost you $150. A set of shims is going to cost you $15. Now, which one makes more sense? Two hacks. Thank you for the super chat. Giving a shout out to all the channels trying to hit the 500 sub mark for the No Name Nationals. So many channels working their tail off trying to make it happen. Fubar, can you link their channels? Two hacks. You didn't have to send a super chat for that. Thank you. But yes, I'm going to get back to the 500 somethings in a second. Joe K, thank you for the super chat. Problem. I want to own more cars at the same time that I want to own less. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my universe. You just sum me up. I also don't want to sell the cars I currently own. It would be like selling Mrs. Landy and only a one-car garage help. Well, Joe, listen, that's why all of my cars, Joe, all of my cars, the first, when I look to set up a car, the first thing I say to myself is, this thing is going to have to live outside, right? Because I got a two-car garage at the house, and I have the shop here, right? But that's it. Everything I own stays outside. I don't have any, so when I start a project, the very first thing I say to myself is, this thing is going to have to live outside, which is why you'll never see things like Lexan windows or race fiberglass parts on any of my cars, because those things deteriorate rapidly in the sun and in the weather and everything else. Fiberglass delaminates in the winter, right? So that's why you'll never see anything I own that has anything that's weather. That's why all my cars have real glass and they have real steel, because they stay outside. So Joe K, there's your answer, right? There's your answer. Build your cars, build your projects so that they can live outside, and then you don't have a problem. Let's see. Let me catch up here. SRP, you can use mechanical rockers with hydraulics also. Yes. So he could spend $15 on you guys are a riot, okay? He can spend $15 on a set of shims, $150 on a set of custom push rods, or $450-$500 on a set of adjustable rockers. Where do you guys get this stuff from, right? Simple. Buy the shims, shim the rocker shafts, and call it a day. Let's see. Or use stock adjustable rockers. Where are you going to find stock adjustable rock? Okay, so you have to find a set of 270. If it's a small block, you have to find a set of 273 rockers. And if it's a big block, you have to find a set of max wedge rockers. I mean, think about this, right? Well, the kicker though will be cheap and don't want to push rods at all. It works for house 440. Chase Schneider, Tony, question: is there a car that you wish you had kept? I say it every time. My 72 Roadrunner. My 72 Roadrunner, 400 4-speed. I missed that car, and I got rid of that car. That car has been gone for 35 years, 35 or something like that. I don't even know. It's been gone for a seriously long time, 38 years. Uh, let's see. Um, James, Tony, as your loyal viewers, we demand to see our beloved Uncle Kathy. It's been a while, and we fear she's been traded for some cheap car parts. Please through this door. She's home, man. She's home. She's good. She's good. Call her. Just call her. Talk to her. Um, let's see. Joseph Giannini, I tell you what, when you are used to the Charger, the Roadrunner is so much lighter, it scared me at first. Uh, there's about a 400-pound difference between them. Look, James, there's Kathy right there. Mr. Will's Dying Breed Garage. Tone, do you save any of the VINs to your old cars? I do not. Paul Capizzola, you can cheap out. Where was that, Paul? Hang on. Paul, yeah, you could cheap out with spark plug washers to shim the rocker shifts. I used to do that. That was my thing. I used to do that. But I tell you what happened. I split a rocker pedestal once. I split a rocker pedestal, and on a set of heads, that I had ported my heart out on. Okay, I had a set of heads. I poured it and poured it. I made them so beautiful. I polished the chambers. It was just gorgeous heads, and I used the spark plug washers, right, and tighten it down, going all the way across. I went to put the last tug on them, and I got crack, right? Oh. And luckily it was an end pedestal, and I was able to drill through and use a nut and bolt to hold the rocker shaft. You couldn't do that on any of the other ones. So I was able to nut and bolt it. But yeah, ever since then, I just use regular shims. Mr. Roman, thank you for the super chat. Tony, last time when I asked what's next, 75 Ford F-150, E-150, I was wondering what else I could update on the engine. I want more torque since it's a van. Oh God, that's a tough question, Mr. Roman. Refresh us. Oh God, refresh us on the combination that you have there, Mr. Roman. SRP, you can find cheap 273 rockers much better than shims. Okay, the last set of 273 rockers and push rods I sold, right? Because I used to keep those when I was selling Mopar parts. I used to keep those things in stock, and I would sell a set of push rods and rockers for $200. Boom, just like that. Like literally, the minute I listed them on Freight Buddies Only or any of these other Mopar sites, sold, gone. And the last set I had, I said I had a guy come by the house. They knew I sold parts. This was a couple of years ago. And I was like, I don't want to sell them. It's the last set that I have. I want to hold on to them. And he's like, I'll give you $400. I told him I sold for 200. I said, I'll give you $400. So I mean, so they're not. Where as opposed to shims. I go call right now. Go to Mancini Race and call them. I'll say, hey, or order online. $15. I got my shims done, finished. Face to the screen. Tony's recent video about oil delivery and priority of the lifters first made so much sense. I was ashamed I didn't guess that on my own. Then I realized I shouldn't be so hard on myself. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. You got to understand something, right? I'm doing this. I got my head in these engines for the last 45 years, right? Hands on. I got 45 years in these things. So and forget about my stuff is like the tip of the iceberg. You got to think about all of the other. You got to think about the hundreds and hundreds of cars, hot rods, motors, and everything that I've built and worked with over the years. So it's like so having, and the only way you learn these things is by having problems. You know what I mean? When you repeatedly, let's say, spin a number 6 bearing, right? And it's like, why is it always number 6? Why am I always having a problem with number 6? You have to start doping it out. Of all the cylinders, in this 440, right? Why have I spun the number 6 rod bearing twice, right? Why is it that one? So, and then you start to look, okay, well, what are the relationships here? What happens? How does the oil? And that's how you determine these things. I know as much as I know about these engines because I've broken them, and that's how you learn. You break stuff. That's how you learn. Like I always tell people, it's like you never would have learned to walk if you didn't get tired of falling on your ass when you were in the crib. That's when you learn how to walk. So it's the same thing with all of this stuff. Um, let's see. Van Little, I'm still thinking of that CJ with the 304. Right? I hope somebody went and grabbed that motor. I hope somebody went and grabbed that motor. Those were such good motors. They made the 304 is underrated, man. Most of them are like two barrels, right? And they were like in Weezer cars. But those things have excellent cylinder heads. They run really, really, really good. It doesn't take much, man. A cam, intake, headers, right? Throw a giant carburetor on that thing, and they actually make really good power. Hornets Garage. I've learned a lot about small block Chevys by breaking them. Yeah. Wait, remember, see, I'm a Mopar guy, okay, but I can't count the number of Chevys that I've built, and I've got a fair amount of Ford experience under my belt. I know those motors. I know like FE motors very well, right? Um, I couldn't tell you, like, okay, so here's the difference, right? Between like Mopar, I can tell you what year, what options, what this, what that, what are the specifics, the externals, and so on and so forth of any given Mopar. Okay. But like I couldn't do that with Fords. But you take the motor out of the car, right? And I know those motors like the back of my hand. Mr. Will's Dying Breed Garage. Dennis Collins has a few CJs with 304s, and he says they're great in Jeeps. Yeah, well, think about it, man. What does that freaking CJ weigh, right? Do you think? I mean, think about it, right? What's that car weigh? 2,200 pounds, 2,300 pounds, right? It doesn't take much to make that thing jump when you hit the gas. Mike Batista, Tony knows Mopars. I do know Mopars, but you have to also understand, I've probably built at least I'm gonna say conservatively 50 small block Chevys through the course of my life. Uh, 8 or 10 big block Chevys, uh, probably 20 or 30 small block Fords. Because remember, I'm doing this for 45 years, right? And I was in the regular business for a long time. So, and you go back to like the 80s when I was really throwing wrenches. I was turning wrenches all the time. So I was constantly working on this stuff. So I have experience with every type of engine that there is. Ace Marshall, my D150, my D150 1982 race track with a 318 weighs in at 1,525 pounds with you in the car. What is that thing made out of like balsa wood? That's amazing. Let's see. Joe K, how much have you done with import cars motors? Hot rod stuff, nothing. I can't think of any hot rod stuff that I've done, but I've worked on everything. I've worked on everything. Uh, Jay Russell, I often think about the guy you visited with the Max Wedge and wonder if he started restoring it. I have no idea. Oh, okay, Mr. Roman. Let's see. Stock 351 Windsor V8 5-liter 5.8 swap. Edelbrock 1406 4-barrel single air gap intake manifold. Mickey Thompson covers. OEM copper spark plugs. Distributor cap rotor spark plug. Okay, so you basically gave it a tune-up. So what I would say now is curve the distributor. Work on curving the distributor. You reduce the amount of total advance to around 20 degrees. Set it total 351. Probably work best between 32 and 34 degrees total timing. So if you limit if you limit the curve, if you limit the total mechanical advance, we're on 20 degrees. Set it up at 14 degrees to fire 14 degrees before top dead center, and let her rip. Need metal. Thank you, sir. Our flat tappet's still coming apart on people. All I see is flat tappet horror stories. I can't tell you whose or what, or I have I haven't really been paying much attention. But when the topic does come up, like every once in a while, I'll see on Facebook. I have all these groups that I'm in. I don't participate in any of them, but people put me in groups and so on and so forth. And if I do scroll Facebook, which doesn't happen often anymore, but if I do scroll Facebook, there's always somebody. Hey, I put a camera in my car and it's got a lifter noise and blah 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 blah. It's constant. It never stops. So I don't know. Let's see. Andrew, quick question, UT. I got a stock 454, 8.5 to 1 compression. What heat range plug do you recommend? The stock one, man. Go to the store and order the plugs that belong in that engine. Why would you want to screw around with heat ranges? You drop heat range when you raise compression. You lower the heat. Not necessarily when you increase either the static or dynamic compression. So static compression meaning that you can actually physically make the chamber smaller, or dynamic compression meaning that you're going to pressurize it. With a blower or whatever. At that point, you're raising the combustion temperatures, and so you lower the heat range of the spark plug. But if you're dealing with a stock engine, right, just use the stock plug that it calls for. No, there's pointless screwing around with that. You're having trouble finding what's actually stock for it? Go to the parts store and let them look up spark plugs for that engine. Or even don't go to the parts store. Go to rockauto.com. Go to that year and that motor and just whatever vehicle it came in, and just see what spark plugs they call that it calls for. Howard Sean John Tank Top. What? That's a crazy name, Howard. I know why you don't use a car lift, but I think your viewers would understand the usefulness of a lift for your convenience. I got news for you, bro. I have had, and Kathy is on here. She's my witness. Okay, I've had numerous shops through the course of my life that had lifts, and I'll leave the lifts to whoever's working for me, and I prefer to work on the ground. I prefer to work on the ground outside. I like the wide open space. I like the relaxed position of being on the ground. I like the light that comes from natural light. And the only reason why I don't do that now is because I do YouTube. And I get people come by constantly. They're always coming by. And if I had the doors open and I was working outside in the environment that I like to work in, I would be hounded constantly. And so that's why I don't do it anymore. But I like to work outside. I'm an outside guy. And I'm a ground guy. Derpy Redneck, what was your preferred Windsor engine to work on? Bro, Windsor is a Windsor. Loud Burns, I got a pair of 273 rocker shifts, $300. Well, there you go. Somebody was talking about that before. Joseph Giannini, that's New York City. No one had lifts back in the day. You worked on cars where you could. I did the same stuff. Exactly. I'm used to working on cars in battlefield conditions. Okay. I'm used to working on cars literally in the street in New York City. And then later on in the pits at drag strips. And so it's like I'm a battlefield mechanic. Mr. Will, Tone, did you ever fall asleep under a car? Yes, numerous times. There was a picture going around me sleeping under one of the cars I was working on at the track. I had been up for like 4 or 5 days straight. Uh, Joe K, I dislike the ground, poor mechanical leverage, and visual perspective. To each his own, brother, man. Everybody has a different, you know what I'm saying? Some people like blondes and some people like chicken. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, it's like you like to work how you like to work, and I like to work how I like to work. Uh, let's see. Zero. Somebody say redheads. So, so my my granddaughter Allison. I have two granddaughters, Caitlin and Allison. And Caitlin is 6. She's a brunette. She's such a beautiful girl, right? And then Allison is 3. Okay, she just turned 3, and she's a redhead. And she's red hair. She's got the red hair. She's got these bright blue eyes. And she doesn't even look real. She looks like a cartoon character, right? So she gets defiant. She gets defiant. And you look at her and you just can't help, like, you can't get mad at this kid. She's so cute. She's so beautiful. She's just like, you all you can do is look at her and laugh, even when she's being like, like she could be being like a terror, right? But she's just freaking adorable, right? So you can't like get tough with her. It's just a thing, right? And I was telling Kathy this, and this is how the legend of the psychotic redhead is born, because this is how they go through life. This is exactly it. She goes through life where she gets mad and people just smile and try to make her happy because and this is it. This is how like I'm watching it happen right now. The psychotic borderline personality disorder redhead is I'm watching one blossom right in front of my eyes. Dust Devil Garage. Hey, everybody, we're just 13 subs away from being able to reach 500 for the non nationals. Okay, guys, come on. Dust Devil Garage needs 13 subs, right? We got 372 of you guys on here right now. Let's get him his 13 subs. Let's lock this down for Dust Devil Garage so that he's got his ticket to the No Name Nationals. Speaking of which, John, I gotta pay you guys. I've never I let me know how much I owe you. Um, let's see. Um, Bear Rose, yeah, you're gonna get it though. Yep, yep. Mopar man, some redheads have so many freckles, they look like they stood in front of a screen. Well, that's Uncle Kathy. I have a freckle thing. That's how she ended up in the door. I got a thing for freckles. Levi's backup performance. Thank you, sir. Dust Devil is at 47. Let's get him to 500. Come on, UTG crew, we got this. I'm not this close, but he is, and he worked hard for it. And you did too, Levi. Come on, everybody who's looking for subs, let's do this thing. The wrench, you're still at 52, a long way from getting to 500. Don't think of it that way. Think of it, you only have 448 to go. Dust Devil at 499. We got 500. Congratulations, Dust Devil Garage. You guys are awesome. All you guys are awesome. I say it every time. I say it because I know this is true. The best, the absolute best automotive community in all of YouTube. I will put this crowd against anybody, and you guys prove it every time. Dust Off Grudge, thank you very much. My pleasure, brother, man. My pleasure. Zero, I blame Pippi Longstocking, my strong female role model as a kid. Tool Garage will take $5. I'll take a few subs since we're talking about it. I think I know what it is. Right? See, when I was growing up, right? So I was surrounded by Italians and Jews. That's it. Like everybody around me, and literally 100% everybody around me was Italians and Jews. So they're all dark hair, dark skin, right? You know what I mean? Um, so the blonde stands out like a, you know what I mean? And Italians and Jews don't have freckles, you know, generally speaking. So so the combination of blonde or red hair and freckles is like so different that it was exotic to me. You know what I mean? And that's what I like. Um, well, that explains everything. What's it explain, SRP? Okay, Fubar just put the link to Tall Garage. Go show Tall Garage some love, guys. Uh, Derpy Redneck. Hey, what are your thoughts on people who convert perfectly working carbureted vehicles to EFI with digital doohickeys and silly phones, etc.? I think that they're making a big mistake. You know what I mean? I think that they're asking for long term trouble. You know, because that stuff. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't recommend doing it. Zero, without Italian food, there would be no happiness. I disagree, man. I'm Italian, but I identify as a German, especially when it comes to food. I like German food. Italian food is all peasant food. You know what I mean? Everything that we know today, everything we know of Italian food is peasant food. You know, like Parmesan. Everybody goes, oh, Parmesan, right? You know, and it's like, what is Parmesan? Parmesan it means that you have a piece of meat that's so dead, so dried out, so tasteless that you have to drown it in sauce and cheese to make it edible. That's where Parmesan came from. You know, pizza. Right? Pizza. It's like what the hell is pizza? You think about it, right? I have no viable food, so I'll roll out this dough and I'll throw some sauce on it and throw some cheese on it, and at least I got something to fill my stomach. This is what Italian food is, okay? You know, for the most part, Germans, on the other hand, they're like make it thick. You know what I mean? Like, like you want a meal that's gonna like it's gonna attack you, right? German beer, German food, German everything. I love German everything. Yeah, Greek is hard to beat, one of those. You're right, man. I love Greek food too. The kicking though, you fell in love with German food conversation. Yeah, you cannot beat German food, man. Mr. Roman, excuse me. When you recommend curving the distributor, do I need to do that before or after vacuum tuning my new carb? Um, do the vacuum gauge on the carb afterwards. Afterwards, bro. Oktoberfest is where it's at. Yeah. Um, Bear Rose Garage. My roommate in Boise was Italian from Brooklyn. He was Northern Italiano, lots of blonde hair, blue eyed Italians, and Milan, Florence, and yeah. Okay, my grandmother on my father's side had red hair and freckles. Um, and I actually when I was a kid, when I was a little kid, I had red hair. Um, I was like a baby. So yeah, no, it is there, but that's not really Italian. It's like it's like people from northern, Europe, that's it's like a Scandinavian bloodline that just kind of like migrated down and right. So Lebanese Greek is good. Danny Boyd, you had blonde hair when it was a little when it dark. Yeah. Paul Cavazzolo, you hear some noise in the background, and the junkyard jet guys working. Yes, they are. They're the junkyard jet guys are turning wrenches and drilling holes as we speak. Face the screen, not necessarily, Tony. People have migrated for hundreds. Oh yeah, I know that. I realize that. What I'm saying is, most people who are in Italy, most people who consider themselves to be Italians, migrated up from the Middle East. And then you've got some that migrated down from. So yeah, obviously, there's been all kinds of migration. But the further down Italy you go, the more Middle Eastern and African blood there is. And from the top, so you know what I'm saying? It just depends on where in Italy you're. Derpy Redneck, Uncle Tony, have you ever tried Indian food? I love Indian food. I I have a whenever Kathy's doing her thing or whatever, and I got to feed myself, I go right to the Indian. The chicken tiki marsala, oh God, I eat way too much of that stuff. She won't go there because she got weirded out by a movie they had playing. I don't blame her. It was pretty out there. Okay, but they had a big screen TV and had a movie playing, and it was like all kinds of craziness and bloodshed and everything else, and it turned her off. And I said she can't go back to the Indian, and it's like I don't really care about that stuff. So yeah, so feed me. You know what I mean? Uh, Powdered patch ball. Hey, question UTG. What's your opinion on black and milds? Not my thing. Not my thing. Derpy Redneck, try out Tamil Nadu cuisine at some point. I've never even heard of that, bro. I've never even heard of that. Mrs. Paul's carp sticks. What are we congratulating Zero about? Oh, I got to go back and find out. Oh, shit. You became a grandfather March 17th, very proud, first one on the board. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. I that's awesome. Cat, send him something. Um, SRP, Tony, you ever went deer hunting or ate a good deer tenderloin? I don't have the heart to do it. I don't have the heart to do it. And it doesn't mean that I'm down on hunting, so don't confuse the two. Don't confuse the two. But it's like you don't send him meatballs. Send him something good. Send Zero a nice kid something for his grandkid. Um, so it's like this. It's like this. If I was hungry, okay, so let's just say I went for like a day or two without food, okay. There's nothing I won't eat, right? At day 3, I am completely cool with cannibalism, right? You have no idea. I'm a foodie, right? Nothing is between me and food. But right, I don't have the heart. If I'm not hungry, I don't have the heart to just plug one, between the eyes. I just can't do it. I'll go to the supermarket and buy something that's already pre-killed. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't have the heart to hunt. And then as far as I've had plenty of deer. I had a friend of mine. He's got a super stock car, a super stock heavy car, back in New York, and I was over his house all the time. I was always working on his car, and he was a big deer hunter, and he would make all of these different deer things, venison this and deer chili and deer steaks and deer kebabs and it all tasted gamey to me. Right? I know there's ways to prepare it where it doesn't taste gamey, but he loved this stuff, and he ate the hell out of it. And I never acquired a taste for it. You absolutely must cook it right. Post, yeah, yeah, but I don't need to work that hard, bro. I don't need to work that hard. I get a nice piece of beef, chicken, pork. There's no gamey. You know what I mean? Why do I have to work to eat a deer? You know what I'm saying? There's a reason. You listen to me, right? Okay. There's a reason why you go to a supermarket and you don't find deer meat. Okay. If deer meat had any like, like if it was good, okay, if it was good, the supermarkets would be loaded with deer meat. There'd be tons of deer meat. They don't sell it in supermarkets. Why? Because it's not good. It's not good. But you may have to someday. Yes. Yes. Wild Rose Garage. Everybody like lamb. Lamb is yeah. Lamb is okay. I like it. I like it in the gyros. Because that's a combination of lamb and beef, and it's delicious, right? Um, And they used to have lamb kebabs. Place I used to go to in New York had lamb kebabs that were like out of this world. But I don't really find much of it that I like. JD, what's happening, JD? Zero. Yeah, I agree. Just eat the normal meats. Cows were never hunted. You can just walk up and stamp its face. I know. Oh, that's terrible. How would you want to do that? Paul Keller 3030, self-reliance. I agree completely. I agree completely. When I need to be self-reliant, right? Trust me when I tell you there won't be a deer safe. You know what I'm saying? I will strangle the thing. I will strangle it to fucking death, right? I got no problem with that. But if I don't have to, if I don't have to, I find no reason to. I don't have the heart to do it. Um, Joe K, you and Kathy grow veggies at home. Yeah, she's actually working on a garden right now. She loves vegetables. Me, yeah, yeah, I don't really get the vegetable thing. Let's see. Uh, Alan McElroy, the tenderloin backstraps of deer is so good. Then why can't I go to Publix right now and buy it? Chris Freemesser. Yes, animals eat vegetables. We eat the animals. So in reality, we are eating vegetables. I say that to Kathy all the time. She's like, Why don't you eat? Why won't you eat a vegetable? And I'm because I mean I do eat vegetables. Some of them I actually enjoy, but for the most part, I don't. Right? And I bet, well, this thing I'm eating right now ate the vegetables for me. Mike Batista, because people normalize domestic meats. Doesn't work like that, bro. They became normalized because they're good. Okay, deer meat never became normalized because it's not good, right? That's the reason why it was never. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Olive, well, Tony, you can to some extent, but the USDA can't do much inspecting about hunting. Has to be like farmed. Well, why couldn't you farm deer? I would probably be the easiest thing in the world. Why would it be any harder to farm deer than it is to farm cows? Or I mean, just let them run around and do their deer thing until it's time to, and right. Wild Rose Rise is deer farms. Okay. Yeah, I mean, no, seriously, if you enjoy it, by all means, enjoy it. Right? It's not for everybody. It's not for me. I don't enjoy it, but I mean, a lot of people do. So let's see. This elk farms. I heard elk is really good. Um, Inspector business. One cow equals 1,200 pounds of meat. One deer equals 100 pounds. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, the thing about deer, okay, is that okay. So the best meats, right, come from the laziest animals, right? So you think about it, right? Like so we eat cows. They're for the most part they're lazy. I know I've seen them go crazy. I know I get that, right? But for the most part they're lazy. They just stand around, okay, and they graze. Right? Occasionally they'll trot a little bit, but they stand around and they graze. And of the cow, the most desirable pieces of meat, the tenderloin, right? The tenderloin is never used, right? It's just a muscle that is never used in a cow. So oppose that to a deer. A deer are extremely athletic animals. You know what I mean? They're always doing their stuff. They're jumping around and right. Okay, they're being deer, right? They're running and okay. So all of those muscles in there, they're all getting used all the time. So the lazier the animal, the tastier, the better the meat, right? Soylent Green is people. Yes, Soylent Green is people. Um, Derpy Redneck, you want lazy animals that move just enough to distribute the fat through the meat. There you go. Uh, let's see. Bison meat, kangaroo. Oh, God, no, let's see. You hear air ratchets? Yeah, well, you probably, there's no air here, but we have lots of electric tools. Let's see. Squirrel meat. Oh, okay. Here we go. Here we have a scientist here. The wrench. Lactic acid builds in the muscle if you exercise, makes it gamey. That's why lazy tastes better. Deer are always running and scared. Thank you. Uh, Chupacabra meat. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, how athletic are chupacabras? Boy, you guys just eat everything, right? Look at this. We got squirrels and frogs, horses. Man, frog legs. CP Topher's. What's the best? What's the best roadkill you ever had? I've never eaten roadkill, right? But there were two things that happened. The day that I moved to Tennessee, right? I moved here in 2000 and it was actually 2000. I started exploring in 2002, and I actually made the move in 2003. And the day that I moved here, two things happened. Johnny Cash died, and Tennessee legalized the eating of roadkill. Those two things I'll never forget. Those were the two things that happened the day that I landed on Tennessee to stay. The kicking though, you've had monkey as well. Oh, I couldn't eat a monkey, man. They're so cute. They yeah, I could. Mr. Will, I can't eat all this exotic meats not in the Cuban handbook. Mr. Oh, are you Cuban, Mr. Will? Because Cubans got some bitchin' food, man. Chris Freeman said, yes. So if Johnny Cash had been hit and killed by a cart in Tennessee, you could have eaten him legally. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Oh, nice, nice. Um, Willie King, anybody see the video Joe Rogan posted about the monkey? No. We had a so Mr. Will, that gold 66 dart that's inside, I bought that from Al, okay, a couple of years ago now. And Al bought it from a guy who bought it from a Cuban restaurant. So here in town, there was a Cuban restaurant, and they used that 66 dart that I have inside as their sign in front of the place because people equate old cars with Cuba, right? So that my 66 dart was a sign for a Cuban restaurant. And I had gone there a couple of times. That's how I recognized the car. As soon as I saw it, I was, oh, the Cuban place. And bro, they had something in there. I don't know what the hell it was called. It was like meat inside, like a light, flaky kind of crust. It was like off the chain, bro. It was off the chain. And then they closed the place. Like I had an urge for it one day, and I went back there, and it was gone. Wheelie King, monkey on top of a tall pole just murdered a seagull by smashing its head off the pole. Totally brutal. I don't mean, what do you mean? This, nature's a brutal place, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nature's a little crazy, which is why I stay away from nature. Now, occasionally I'll ride a motorcycle through nature, but that's as far as I go. You know what I mean? You can keep nature. Uh, Oh, okay, Mr. Will, empanadas. Yeah, that was it. That was it. Empanadas. That's what they were called. You're right. Thank you. Thank you. Nature is a cruel bitch. Absolutely. Okay, if McDonald's is roadkill, then what is Taco Bell and White Castle? I gotta say something about Taco Bell, man. I gotta say something about Taco Bell. Okay, so I go to Taco Bell and I get they have these the grilled chicken burritos. Okay, they're cheap. It's like it's on the $2 menu. It should be twice as much. Okay, they're delicious. You stop and you think about it, right? You got a flour tortilla, you have chicken breast, okay, marinated chicken breast. You have cheese, well, what was mostly cheese, I guess, okay, and a little bit of sauce and some lettuce, right, and some rice. It's got to be the healthiest thing in the world, right? A taco, you can't lump Taco Bell in with Burger King and McDonald's and these other places. Taco Bell can actually be a very healthy place to eat. SRP Tony, will you give a free shirt when SRP gets 500 subs? Ask Kathy. She does all that stuff. I don't even know where I have no idea what any of that stuff is. Doug Narden, every once in a while I need a Taco Bell fix, but it's like once a year. And White Castle, yeah, I agree. I agree. Dizzy Izzy, thank you for the super chat. Uh, what do I want? I don't know what I want, Kat. Uh, Tacti Cool Lion, I passed you on the mini bikes earlier. I was out riding the Super Cub before. I felt like taking a felt like I guess you're in Murfreesboro here. I just felt like taking a scoot, so I jumped on the Super Cub and I just zipped around the neighborhood a little bit. Oh yeah, Kat. SRP wants to know if we're going to send him a free shirt if he gets 500 subs. Um, the kicker though, I'm surprised I haven't seen Dallas tonight in the chat. Dallas evidently isn't feeling very well. He canceled on Wednesday, but I haven't heard from him. Paul Shea, good night, brother, man. White Castle is a boxing ring? I don't get that. Okay. Tactical Lion. Okay. The whole group of us on the Groms Blue Bar are going to have to stop by. Oh, okay. Listen. Hey, I have several bikes. I put my Buell back together again. It's a big thumper. It's a 500 single, just specifically to ride with you guys. Yeah, Tactical Lion, bro. Yeah, no, I specifically put that bike back together again so I could go out and screw around with you guys. Not the Super Cup. The Super Cup, I just wanted to buzz around the neighborhood, right? Um, Jay Russell Fitzgerald, you're gonna diet for the race against Andy. With $4,000 on the line, you betcha bippy I will. You're gonna be at the shop tomorrow. Would love to stop by. Yes, I'll be here. I should be here pretty much all day. But generally, bro, I'll tell you what. Tactical, do me a favor, okay? So I know how to get a hold of you guys. So here's the thing, right? I work with the door closed, everything locked. So because I get people just like they just fall in, right? It's hard. So do me a favor, Tactical. Well, I don't know what's your actual name. I don't know what your real name is. Do me a favor, will you send an email to Uncle Tony's Garage at gmail.com. Okay, Uncle Tony's Garage at gmail.com, and leave your phone number in there. Just put in the subject line Grom, okay? And then put your name and your phone number in there. Kathy will get that. She answers the emails. So this way I got a number and we'll get together tomorrow. But yeah, seriously, I had this bike laying around like for a couple of months now. I launched the transmission during a burnout here in the shop on New Year's Eve. And I was like, and I ran into you guys twice. And I was like, oh man, I really want to go ride with these guys, right? So I pieced the thing back together again, just so that next time I ran into you, I'd be like, wait, I'll be right back. So yeah, send an email to Uncle Kathy, Uncle Tony's Garage at gmail.com. Put your name and the Grom in the subject line, and put your name and a contact number, and I'll text you in the morning. Tony broke the bike. I break everything. I break everything. Eric Uncapped for fast food is terrible for you. Don't mind yourself. Taco Bell, so not all of, okay, seriously, right? Or some Taco Bell, like the meat is like the beef, right? Yeah, stay away from that shit. Okay, that's like it's the most synthetic thing in the world. But their chicken is real chicken. It's actually really good chicken. Okay, and it's Taco Bell can. I know it's gonna sound crazy. Taco Bell can be healthy. Can it just depends what you order off the menu. Tony is the reason we can't have nice things. It's true. It's true. Um, Joe K, there's a reason they have an upcharge from beef to chicken. You got that right. Their beef is like 40% soy. Okay. Their beef is like 40% soy. So, and soy raises estrogen. You wonder why there are so many fruity guys out there today, right? It's because of all of the soy in the friggin' diet. And Taco Bell's meat is like 40% soy. So yeah, stay away from their taco meat, right? But their chicken is good. Um, let's see. Paul Diamond, how you doing there, you handsome dog? Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Doug Narden, Taco Bucks from a real taco truck will make you forget all about the old toxic hell. Oh, listen, no argument for me, brother, man. I got a taco truck that's right. It's about a mile from my house, and but the problem is they're not open all the time. They're not open all the time. But yes, absolutely, you're absolutely right. Real legit tacos are fantastic. Uh, Darwin, you're saying their beef is 100% beef. It doesn't have any filler in it. That's not what I understand, bro. That's not what I understand. Olive, it's a myth that estrogen makes dudes gay or something. No, it doesn't make them gay. It doesn't. No, estrogen won't make a guy gay, but what it does is it inhibits it lowers their testosterone level, so they're soft. They don't the will to go out and wrench on things or have guy adventures. It reduces their ability or their desire to be men. See what I'm saying? It doesn't make them homosexuals. There's two completely different things. Dickie Foley, do you like spam? No, man, no. Um, uh, Jimmy Ford, though, should a Science 6 be run on synthetic oil? If you're not using cork gaskets anywhere in it, you could try, but I think the drool tubes would be a problem. I think you get an excessive amount of seepage with synthetic oil from the drool tubes. Um, Most guys can't drive standard these days. I know, I know. Uh, Kathy saying, "Hey Tony, I got a message just now. Someone bought the car you wrote about in Mopar Action, Child's Play. I got pics. Do you remember the car?" Kathy, that was 35 years ago, 38 years ago. Well, how the hell am I supposed to remember a car that I wrote about 38 years ago? Um, Slate 6 TBI, what systems have you seen work best? I have not paid attention to them. Grassa, been watching your videos. I'm learning more about 440s. I recently got an old T bucket with a 447 from Seth. Wow, that's gonna fly. That's gonna be a fun ride. 440 Valiant Street Racer. Cat, I don't remember, bro. I'm bro. I call my wife bro. I don't remember, Cat. I don't remember. Chance Gilliard. Hey Tony, me and my dad love watching your videos. My dad loves your alternate fuel videos. Greetings from Connecticut. Thank you, man. Uh, God, I'm just so used to it. It just falls out of my mouth. Paul Taman, you got to do another bitch mittens video, updated video for 2022. I honestly, I know I did it, but I don't remember what it consisted of. I swear to God, I don't remember. That was 3 years ago when we started this channel. This is the second time. Oh, Kathy's mad. Uh, Bankushi. Uh, this is a good question. Okay, this is a good question. This is like actually a subject of discussion, I think, for the group. It's a good question, a serious question. Bank Yushi. Hey Tony, I know it's a sobering subject, but have you ever struggled to get through projects because of depressive moments in your life? I'm struggling to return to cars as something positive to do. That's a good. Okay, now I can't relate to that because honestly, I have not I've not had depressive moments myself. I'm probably because I'm always busy. I'm always active. I'm always involved in something, right? Um, I think that depressive thoughts, depressive moods, down moods have a lot to do with idle time, um, low energy things like like if you surround yourself with with like the wrong type of energies, the wrong type of lighting, let's just say the wrong type of music, the wrong types of people, right? And you're not like mission oriented, you don't have a mission. I think depression is the default setting, okay, to that, right? When you don't have a mission, you will find yourself depressed, right? I've never had that problem. Like I can't remember, I can't look back at my life. I'm 60 years old and I cannot look back at my life at any point where I was like depressed. I've been in bad moods, I've been down, but I'm never depressed. But I do know people who have been depressed and have depression. And I'm pretty sure that depression is a combination of low energies, low ebb energies, right? And lack of mission, So if you want to break that depression thing again, and I'm not a doctor, so I can't, but you want to break the depression thing, start start doing some high energy shit, man. Start doing some high energy shit. Listen to loud, fast, heavy music. You know what I'm saying? Like, throw on a Ramones and crank it, okay? And dive into your car. Just start cranking on your car. Stay away from alcohol. Alcohol is the worst possible thing. Alcohol and the gearhead lifestyle and alcohol don't go together. Stay away from that. Alcohol is depressive. There's a lot of stuff, but I'm sure that there are people in here that have better experience, or firsthand experience of what you're going through than I do. And hopefully somebody in there can yeah, Mike Batista, stop watching the news. Um, so yeah, I specifically picked that question up because I'm sure that there are guys in here that have had that experience that can relate to exactly what you're talking about, and maybe they can throw some wisdom at you, from firsthand experience. Oscar Walton, uh, is it okay to reuse roller lifters in a 5.9 Magnum when doing a mild performance camp swap? Yes. Olive, that's an interesting thing you just said. Olive, polishing things can help depressiveness a lot. Pretty easy, rewarding activity. Also, good physical rehab after I've had arthritic crap for too long. That'll get you down. That's polishing things. I could actually see that because you're making an improvement and you're making a tangible improvement in something, and you're seeing the results as you're going along. I could see that. Billy Bob Holcomb, stay off the country music station. It's so depressing. Please. Oh yeah. Derpy Redneck, what's your most favorite engine of all time, Uncle Tony? I'm leaning towards the ELS. Yeah, man, that changes from day to day, but I'm going to say the 383 Mopar. DD Speed Shop. Hey, what's happening, brother man? My hippie brother from Kanadistan. Uh, Go to bed dog tired, fixes all. Yep, well, that's what I'm saying, man. You're on a mission. Just take that energy and just blast it out there and go to sleep, dead to the world, right? And that's it. That fixes everything. John Wilburn, SRP. John Wilburn's face calms you. That's sick. That's sick. Thank you, She. Thank you for your response and advice, brother. Man, I seriously hope. You know what I mean? We're all with you. Like you know what I'm saying. Everybody here is absolutely with you. Kathy is saying running helps. Do you run? I don't run, right? But I'm constantly active. But yeah, I would think running would help. Zero is saying he suffered with manic depression for decades. I've learned nothing more than breathing. Keep at it. Drive fast and fast music. Yep. Chance Gilliard. Hey, Tony, we need your opinion on propane carburation on a stock street-driven 400 small block Chevy with gasoline, good or bad. I don't have an opinion. I have no experience with that stuff, and it's not anything I've ever researched. Dirt bikes, Henry Fickle. You're right about that, bro. You're right about that. Dirt bikes do fix everything. You cannot get on, especially like a two-stroker. Okay, you cannot get on a two-stroke dirt bike and blast off down a friggin' trail and be in a bad mood, or come back in a bad mood. You can't do it. It's impossible. Dirt bikes are probably the greatest, spirit raiser that man has ever created. Yeah, seriously, go get a dirt bike. Throttle therapy. Yep. Chris Leistig, Tony, are you a bucket seats or bench type guy? Bench all the way. I actually have a dislike for bucket seats. I mean, it's not that I prefer bench. I dislike buckets. I do not like bucket seats. If I have to have one for whatever reason, then I do. But no, I bench all the way. Oh, I used to. Oh, okay, wait. Joe K, bench with an armrest so he can separate a guy in the passenger seat. I don't want to ride with guys. Please, that somebody was recently like, "Oh man, I want to take a ride with you to wherever." I'm like, "No, we'll take separate cars." I do not like to ride. I don't like to sit in the same car with a male. Wheelie King, you can't tell because the pick is so small, but I'm sitting on my bike in the pick to the left. Throttle therapy, it works. So, okay, who out here, right? Who in this chat right now has any experience of firsthand knowledge with the Royal Enfield Himalayan? And is that bike viable to take out and actually like bounce through the trails with? Al, Mopar Al just checked in. We were talking about you earlier, brother man. Zero, what are you laughing at? Nobody here has any experience with the Himalayan? 672E Galaxy, but you want one. I'm thinking about it. Is it British? Okay, originally Royal Enfield was British. Then a company, it was sold to a corporation in India, and India has been building these bikes now for 50 or 60 years. So it has British roots. It has, very distinct British roots. Mr. Will's Dying Breed Garage, thank you for the super chat. Tom, please, a quick shout out. Need some subs, more content on my channel. Thank you. Mr. Will's Dying Breed Garage. Let's go over there and let's show Mr. Will some love. Go check him out. I don't know how many subs he needs, but he's working towards his 500, I guess, for the No Name Nationals. Mr. Will's Dying Breed Garage. Check that out. Wheelie King, no experience, just Googled it. It looks promising. Yeah, okay, my question is, right? Okay, so if you take this thing out in the dirt, okay, can you lean on it kind of like a Honda XR, okay? That like a decent sized single, because it's a 400 thumper, right? Will it can you throttle steer it? You know what I'm saying? Is it dirtable? Because if it is dirtable, I think I may want to go hunt one down. Doug, okay, yeah, the XL5. Okay, that's kind of like what I'm thinking. Is it like that? Joe Brennan, is Casper still going to get smoked at the No Name Nationals? I plan on sucking the headlights out of Casper. Okay, that's okay. You see what I'm saying? Paul Diamond. So what cam you have in a 67 Charger? It's a Crane Fireball. It's an old Crane Fireball cam. It actually works really well. Let's see. Throttle Dave, so what's happening with your Ironhead dirt bike project? Nothing. I kind of lost interest in it. Because the weight is, no matter what I do, it's just going to be too damn heavy. And I don't have deserts around here. The guys that are racing, Al sounds like a date. Andy, rather. Andy. Okay. So at any rate, I thought about it. I was really gung-ho on it. And then I realized that for the kind of terrain that we have here in Tennessee, in the surrounding region, it's just too damn heavy. It's too heavy. There's too much mud. There's too many. There's too many like just tight trails with dirt, mud, loose. Everything's very loose, as opposed to where those guys run those bikes out in the desert. Right, the desert sleds. Right, there's no tight turns. There's no okay, it's different. It's a different animal, and it's not going to work. The sports is about 150 pounds too heavy. Even stripped down, it's about 150 pounds too heavy to work. Hayabusa on dirt. Tony, she got I've had, bro. I've had. I had an XR200. I had an XR200R. It was an 86, I believe it was. The best trail bike ever. Literally the best trail bike ever. Mike Batista, it depends how much nitrous the 318 can take and if Tony can shift the 4-speed. The bottle rocket has never made a clean pass. I agree. It hasn't. Late 90s KX. I had at one point I had a KX 250, a KX 125, and an 80. I had all three of them all at the same time when I lived in New York. How about a KLR 650? Yeah. I don't know. I gotta explain to you. The KLR is a good bike. It's like the gold standard of adventure bikes. I get that. It just doesn't turn me on. It just doesn't turn me on. Dust Devil Girls. Right now, Casper has not made a pass either. Yeah, Annie and I are both in a position now where we have major hurdles to climb, big things to build and sort and everything else before this event. And you were talking about 100 and I guess like 180 days or something like that we have to put these cars together and sort them and everything else and be able to meet out there. And I'm banking on that Andy has more to sort with his giant, expensive, big motor than I have to sort with my 318. So I'm banking on that. Let's see how this goes. Dan's Garage, thank you. That's finally warm. The Iron Horse is out of the garage and making content. New vids are up. We're on the road to 500. Dan's Garage. Go to Dan's Garage. Go check him out. Wheelie King, are you planning on any testing before the non-name nationals? Yes, but you won't see it here. It's one of those things. There's a significant amount of cash on the line, so no, we won't be showing any testing. Didn't figure we would. Paul Capizzola, make that Ironhead Sportster to a hill climber and run it on 20% nitro. I want a dirt bike. Do you have a shop dog? No, I have 4 girls. I have 3 beagles and a mix, and they're the most spoiled things, and they just lay around the couch and make me feed them and pet them, right? So no, they're not shop dogs by any stretch of the imagination. Shock Life Customs. Realistically, what times do you think the Junkyard Jet guys will run? I honestly have no idea. And I'm not going to jinx them by throwing a number or a speculation out. I have no idea. Right now, the name of the game is get the car together and get it on the ground. Then get it out of the shop and onto a trailer. So it's like just right. These hurdles have to be taken one step at a time. SRP, Tony, for the 100th time, do a video comparing the 833 to the Overdrive. I see it's too Mopar specific. I use Mopar stuff to illustrate general purposes or general theories, okay? And to do a Mopar transmission comparison, is too narrow. I can't do a video like that. Mopar Al, on the other hand, Mopar Al, do you want to do a great video for your channel? We could do the pros and the cons of the 833 versus the 833 Overdrive. That is the perfect content for Mopar Al's channel if he wants to do it. Wheelie King, if you get a dirt bike, I want to come ride with you. I never rode in Tennessee. Need a good adventure. I only rode here when I first moved here. The riding here is It's tight. It's dirty. Like it's muddy. For the most part. Like it's. Well, you'll have to come and see. You'll have to come and see. Um, if a Holly 670 stalls out motor when put in gear, thoughts? Oh God. Offhand, I don't have any thoughts. Thoughts. Get a KX 250. I had a KX 250. If I get another, if I do anything with another KX, it's going to be a 500, which is a bike I always wanted. I always wanted. I've never ridden one. I've heard all kinds of amazing things about them. So if I was to get another KX, I would be hunting for a 500, or I'd pick up a Honda, a CR 500. But I'll tell you what, I had the KX 250 and I had a KX 125, and I had a Suzuki. I had an RM 125 at the same time, and I'll tell you what, for trails, the 250 was an awesome thing to ride. The thing I remember about the 250 was no matter how crossed up you were, no matter, like, you could be like your elbow could be digging into the freaking mud, okay? You could be completely sideways, and you could just throttle that thing, and the bike would just stand up and go straight, okay? The KX 250 was an amazing bike in that respect, but the 125 was quicker through the trails. The 125 was quicker through the trails because you could be more consistent on the throttle. Because we used to have these impromptu races. We had these little areas on Staten Island that were like part of the Greenway system, Greenbelt, whatever the hell they used to call them. And it would be like several acres of undeveloped land, and most of it was out on the South Shore. And we had trails that we would go ride these bikes through. So we would have these impromptu dirt bike races where people, and through the trails, where people would show up with all of this. It wasn't planned. It would just be a spontaneous thing. You'd have a nice day, and next thing you know, you'd be hearing ring ding ding through the woods, and then okay, you could grab a dirt bike. And the 125 ran better through those trails. You go faster with the 125 than you could with the 250. Um, CR500 is rear wheel riding only. You're close to throttle steer. You close the throttle to steer. Yeah. No, well, that's the way the 250 was. Michael Hayden, my KX100 will wipe the floor with my YZ, with my 125 YZ. I believe it. Uh, let's see. Oh God, this tonight went fast. It's we're closing in on the 2 hour mark. Chance Joey, what is the fastest street legal car you've ever ridden in? A fast one. Um, let's see. SRP, I have 1,000,000 views on a Yamaha drag quad. Go check it out. Mike Batista put dirt bike tires on a Sportster. The Sportster is just too heavy. It doesn't matter how much stuff you leave off it. It's just too heavy to make a good woods bike. Uh, let's see. All right, so guys, that's it. I'm gonna call it a night here. because I do want to catch up and see what the Junkyard Jet guys are doing in there right now. There's been silence for too long. I hope they're still alive. So, guys, I'm going to call it a night, right? So, as always, our mods, Zero, John, Fubar, Ari, thank you guys so much. Awesome. Everybody contributed with Super Chat. Thank you so much. You have no idea how much we appreciate it. It keeps the bills paid, right? Well, there's lots of things that keeps the bills paid, but that helps keep the bills paid for sure. So thank you for all of the Super Chats. Everybody who contributed just with good conversation, right? Thank you so much. I enjoy these sessions. I really do. You guys are awesome. And again, we have the best automotive community in all of YouTube. Nobody even comes close. So thank you for that. I'm eternally grateful. And that's it. I'm gonna pull the plug on this. So I'll see you guys Wednesday. Dallas should be back Wednesday night for the Wednesday night Tech Talk. And that's it. I'm out of here, guys. Thank you all, and good night.